Hello, happy Sunday, Eddie Wise Ministries. I have a different video to do today. I'm gonna do a couple today. I have one I want to do about my Uncle John. Although we never really got to hang out or see each other since he left the meeting years ago. At least it was once a week you could see each other, but a little bit of time that I spent with him, particularly one day, he said something to me and made a point of something to me that changed my whole life, and I still do it today. So I want to do that video today too. It's the least I could do. He was a very good man, one of the few that are left, and I mean few. This video I'm doing today, I have been telling everyone since 2002 what I'm going to tell you again today. I've been emailing, I started emailing people out the gate. Judge Janine, Sean, Tucker, just about everybody at Fox. I mean, Dana, and I started doing this in 2002. I started writing my story all over Facebook, Twitter. Every time something happened that I knew what was happening, I tried to explain to people what was happening and what they were going to continue to see. I mean, specific things that a person like me cannot know about the government, cannot know it. No way. There's no way unless you were told. And it happened to be that I was told with my wife at the dinner we were at. And she had passed away back in 2017. So that was my witness. So I figured to myself, how can I ever be thought of anything but a conspiracy theorist? And then the Hunter Biden story came out. And I realized that I still had my old computer that I had back then hidden. And all them emails, all them posts, all that information that I was giving everybody from what they were going to see over the next 20 years, our government do. Now, I don't have my wife, but I have all them. And at least, if nothing else, it'll put a little bit of thought in your head that if it is true, I wrote the emails there, and I sent them to these people. And I wrote all about the story. I mean, the same way I'm going to tell you, but it's just, how could I possibly know anything if I wasn't told? Basically, that's what it comes down to. And how did I know things that we were going to do, that our government was going to do, if I wasn't told? You know, so I'm not a fortune teller, or I don't see the future, but I do have a photographic memory. And sometimes it's a bad thing, but I guess whatever, we'll see. I want you to know this is what's going on. This is what happened. This is what I was told. And we've been under attack. And we have to pull the plug on it. All these years, I have a couple ideas how to get that ball rolling. Because it That's one thing about Democrats. They talk, but they can't get nothing done. I mean, they're in 5 years overtime, and you know why they can't get nothing done? Because they're a pack of idiots. I mean, the Democrats think they're mafia. But the difference between the Democrat mafia and, say, the New York mafia, when the Hunter Biden story came out, they wouldn't have got 51 generals to lie. They would have killed them. And that story is what's going to destroy you. And you know, and they know it. That's why they've been blatant. It was supposed to end in 2020. They've been blatant. I mean, they blatantly opened the gates. He does that. And they're blatantly out there causing all this trouble. They're gaslighting everything. I mean, just look at them all. I mean, that's what Hitler did, right? Hitler was a magician that learned to use his voice and to throw his voice to get the people. And all you do is hear these Democrats screaming everywhere. The hate they're spewing for one particular people. I mean, how can our representatives be doing this legally? I mean, isn't there a code that they? But they don't care. That they're just evil people, and they want this socialism, and they're gonna get it in their minds. But they're just and I don't understand how Christians can support these people and pull the handle for them come voting time. I mean, these are the people that want Christians dead. I mean, if I go to California and I preach to one of these kids that are transgender, they had a law in the book since 2012 that I could be arrested for bullying, for spreading the word. I don't have religious freedom in this country. My rights are being violated by these people, and nobody's doing nothing about it, even though they're blatant about it. I mean, they hate Christians. They want to suck in the Muslims because they think the Muslims are going to do something for them. Muslims kill them too if they get what they want. That's how socialism works. People that get you in first axed, and then they go from there, right? Anyway, my story starts in October 1999, right after I got married. We were on our honeymoon. It was the fourth night of our 4-night, 5-day stay at the Forest Hills Resort, Talladega, Georgia. And we drank a lot of champagne. We had fun, and everybody, I guess, loved Asti Spumante, because wherever you went on this fourth night, our last night there, we thought there was Brut. You can buy Brut all day long. Nobody likes Brut. The Asti Spumante, I'm telling you that we drove for hours that night. Hours. Hitting every place that possibly sold it. And it finally, I walked into this place, and they had the rack out there. It was full of Brut. And right in the middle, there was one bottle of Asti Spumante left. As soon as I grabbed the neck of that bottle and pulled it up to look at it, I saw a guy peeking around the corner, looking at me with this look. I knew the look. I said to him, "You're going to tell me you're out here looking for this bottle of Asti Spumante too?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Hours." I said, "I know, we've just been doing hours, and I'm telling you, this is the last bottle we're ever going to find tonight." And I said, "Since it's our wedding, our honeymoon, I'll go buy it. I know there's 4 glasses in it. And we'll all go have a glass in the parking lot." he just looked at me for a second and he said, since you did that, and we, and he pulled his buddy in, are going to take you out to dinner and you're not paying for nothing. No, you're not paying for nothing. We're taking you out to dinner for what you just did. We went out, we had the champagne, and they took us out to dinner. And we had a really, really, really good time. Which is why I don't understand it today. At the end of the night, after we filled our stomachs and drank, the gentleman we met told us that they were from the government. They were in the government. They started during Clinton and the Clinton administration. They didn't say what they did in the government. They were just said they were from the government. And they asked us what affiliation we were. And at that time, we were Democrats. And they said, we are too. And then he looked at his friend, his boyfriend, and he said, can I tell them? And okay. So he goes, I'm going to tell you what you're going to see in the next 20 years. In 2001, this is October 1999, in 2001, you're going to see the first terrorist attack in this country in New York. He said, then after that, you're going to start building movable islands that hide quiet diesel subs with China, because we can only track nuclear subs. We can't track quiet diesel subs. This is what they told me. I didn't know at the time if it could or couldn't, but and then he said that he said, we're going to get into the schools. We're going to teach the kids different. He said after that, when you see the movable islands, you're going to see us dump $500 billion into China's military, which we did. We need to create chaos, pockets of chaos. We're going to have the border open. A few other things. And when you see the first black president do his 2 terms, after that, you're going to see a fight between a man and a woman. We don't know how it's going to come out. The variable is the people. But what we plan on is for the 2020 re-election that we have so many pockets of chaos because there's over 70 million guns on the ground. And nobody could just land on your beaches. That we need everybody focused on each other so China can land on the beaches and come get us from behind. The reason that the terrorist attack is going to happen is because we need to know how the people will come together so we know how much chaos we're going to need by then. There's more to it. I got it all written down. I've been saying the same thing for years and years, but that was the reason they killed the 3,000 people in New York. And they were all involved. Everybody. Chris Wray, Bill Barr, John Bolton, George Bush. I mean, How could people that read faces and read people, I read people, how could they look at George Bush when he was sitting there with that book in that kindergarten class, and his Secret Service agent came in and whispered to him? That look wasn't disbelief. That look wasn't, oh shit. That look wasn't nothing of the sort. That look was, here we go. No turning back now. I mean, it's just incredible. But, and that's why I believe in my heart that they took the alumni from 9/11 and talked Trump into them being in his first administration, which is why they went in lovey-dovey and came out writing books and trying to get him kicked out, not elected anymore, because the truth, when it comes out, I mean, all these people, treason, death, and they know it. And I believe they know Trump will put the gallows in Washington, D.C. and pay-per-view that shit so you can see it. And probably pay for the pay-per-view so everybody can see it anyway. What has been done to our children, all of this woke crap, all of it was manifested for pockets of chaos for this specific time. Well, they're in 5 years overtime right now, which is why they're blatant. Which is why you already have Mondumi, AOC, Crockett, Plaskett, Omar, Tlaib. They're all ready. They all been there ready to do the socialist takeover. That's what they said. They said the socialists failed in the 70s and the 80s. And in the 90s, they got together with the Clintons and said, listen, we're not going to win this at the polls like this. We tried it twice and it didn't happen. What we need to do is a 20-year slow roll it in. Screw up the kids in the school, bring it into them, and then by the time the 20 years is up, we got voters, we got a base, we got chaos, we got the border open, we got everything we need. It's it is what turned me from a Democrat. I mean, as soon as I seen the towers come down, I was just like, oh, no way. I didn't start saying nothing out loud at that point, but I ferociously watched the internet. And it was a couple months later, all of a sudden there was a little story about a guy who saw an island in a spot one day, and it wasn't there the next, it was somewhere else. That was it for me. I started telling my story to everybody that day, with everything I'm telling you now. Details. I didn't know how what was it, a guess that what I was going to we were going to spend $500 billion on the Chinese military? Was it a guess that they were going to be having movable islands at high quality diesel subs? Was it just something that I would guess with the particular number, $500 billion and everything? Why would I even be bothered? I wasn't bothered until they bothered us. I mean, they want us destroyed. I mean, this is what you're seeing. This is why Mondumi, AOC, and all them are in there ready to go with their socialist BS. They should have been there 5 years ago already. This is why they want to kill Trump. For what we've seen, and for what I see, I hear all the reporters say it. What could possibly be that big they would want to kill this guy like this? What would possibly be that 51 generals and people are taking a chance on getting caught, wound up in treason and losing all their stuff and being humiliated in public? What would make Clapper and Brennan, people you were always held to the highest respect, lie and cover their butts because there's so many people involved with different countries? And I believe that's Maduro thing too is a definite sign that, you know what, we ain't playing around. And they all have the same excuses. I mean, look at Tim Wall, Tampon Tim. He says, oh, we're investigating. We're not making any judgments until we do this thorough, blah, 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 blah. I hear the same spiel all the time. The Secret Service guy that took over. And Congress gave that same exact spiel. Well, we don't know. We don't want to talk about anybody. We don't want to say anything about it until we do it. This scam, this is the gig. This is where we're at. It's over for us if we lose the midterm. It's over for us. They're coming back, and thank God, because if Hillary would have got in, we would have been Venezuela already. And if you think that's a joke, I mean, they were talking about bankrupting us. They were talking about taking our food. With all this chaos on top of all that, it should have worked for them. I mean, what did they do? They burned books. In the beginning, what did Hitler do? He burned books when he went to different countries so he can change their history if he wins. That's what they done. And then they started turning everybody into queers. And people that don't function in the society, which are probably going to be the first to go. The socialism is function. You either work or you're having babies. You got to contribute to somehow, some way. If you just look at the mess, all the questions, why is they doing this to Trump? Why would they do this? What are they hiding? They're hiding treason. They know it's death. And I know it's death. For me too. I mean, the two guys that I've told you about that told me they were in the government, they were being groomed for this time. And one of them was just one of the secretaries last trip around with Biden. I bet my life he was the one running the scene from behind the scenes, opening the gates, using the auto pen, all that crap, man. What do you how are 51 generals, top whatever they all are, gonna get caught in a lie? And nobody's investigating why they would lie about something like this? The guy I'm talking about, I would give his name to Trump. I tried everything. I mean, I even tried to get in touch with Kash Patel. They don't let you talk to them. They don't do. And you know, it's crazy because the guy who was just in, these guys were young when I met them in 1999, early 20s. So these are the people in the government now we have to be leery of. I mean, they're all in their 40s. What are they? And if they were in their 20s in 2000, they're in their 45, late 40s, early 50s. These people, no matter what side they're on, in this age range, are the ones who are being groomed for this time. Whether they got their spiel right and they can get in on the Trump side and not do things, not investigate things, make him look bad. take the Epstein files or something, you know? I mean, everybody's had them up to him, and nobody's putting them out. And I don't care what the excuse is. The people in charge are in this age range. So, I mean, you really got to look at them, because it's a terrible thing that's happened, and it's a terrible thing, and that's still happening, and it's a terrible thing because they still got a chance. Thank God so many people are waking up, but you woke up 22 years into it. You don't even know what led up to this part. You don't even know the mess you're under right now. The hill you gotta dig out from underwater since you woke up. You don't just wake up and you can fix everything right away. You're 24 years behind. You don't even know how it started. You don't even know what they're protecting. You know now. And I could say I don't care if you believe me, but I do care. But if you don't, you don't, and you want to talk nasty things about, I don't care. That I don't care about. Sticks and stone, you know. But I mean, I'm facing right now some woke liberals at Uber because of a text message I sent that they doctored. And they had me arrested last year as a terrorist, making terroristic threats. And now it's back on. I just found out last week, and I'm like, you know what? The woke is not gonna. They're gonna. That 5 days I did almost killed me with the pain I'm in and the operations I still need. They knew putting me in there was gonna hurt me so bad, and if they didn't get me out that day, I swear to God, the next day it was a damn good chance that I was gonna be dead. The pain that was running through me, I couldn't let them do it to me no more. I mean, I got ideas. It's just I don't deserve that. I don't deserve it because I tell the truth, and you don't like what I'm telling you because you know it's. What do you want me to tell you? It's coming down to the end. The midterms. If we don't win that, there's going to be a lot of people hurt. I'm tired of seeing these people hurt people. I'm tired of seeing them out there getting paid by our representatives to spew and start the chaos and keep it all going, and they want to spread their lies like with this thing in Minnesota. Everybody wants to jump right on the bandwagon, and for the first 3 days, if it don't come out, they're doing everything they can in them 3 days to start impeachments or whatever, because they know the truth's going to come out. By the time the truth comes out, it might be too long, and they might get them. You know, this is what you're looking at. I mean, these people been here 45, 50 years, 60 years now, and they want to tell you Trump's 6 years is the devil and is what did this to us. I mean, I've been alive since 65. From Ford to Trump, everybody talked about we need immigration policies. And every time it would go through and you'd hear Chuck or Nancy come out, oh, you know, we just couldn't get everything together and to satisfy both sides. What kind of company survives like that? What incorporation survives with its board holders that can't get anything done and are okay with not getting anything done? Because they're making money on the side. I mean, they're millionaires. 10 times over on what they were supposed to make. You need to put it all together now and look back and at least, I mean, I got a good plan to pull it out of them, but people need to believe, see it. It's not that hard to see now. I mean, what I say sounds crazy, but I've been saying it since 2002. The same thing. I watched what they done. I watched them kill 3,000 people just so they know they can come together. So they know how much chaos they're going to kill 3,000 people just without a thought. There could have been more, but they don't care. And my grandmother was one of the first lady Marines, and she never said nothing about politics until that day that George Bush made the decision to go to war. And she said to me, she says, you know, I don't know why he waited so long, but I think he waited too long, and it shouldn't be done. People see, but they couldn't put it together. You know, I mean, the same people have been there, and the same people are doing the same thing. It's the same people. And they got enough money, they made enough money to where if it works out and we get to go socialist, they'll never have to worry because they got all the money. I mean, we're going to be in the same kind of predicament in a way when AI goes into full blast. We're going to lose our jobs to them. How are we going to get paid? Who's going to pay us? How much are they going to pay us? Nothing. One thing you know, they want you worshiping the government. Like Reagan said, I'm here from the government to help you. That's the worst thing in the world. And I believe in my heart that the Declaration of Independence says we can change this government now. Because we see this. This is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's going on. We need to cut it right now. We need to come together, end this government, end this huge monstrosity that's been robbing us with different pretty words, USA, blah, 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 this bill, that bill, oh, we're going to save you with the COVID bill. It all made them richer, and we know it now. I mean, what did Elon find out? 21 trillion they spent to build the underground city for themselves when something that they know is going to happen happens? 21 trillion. And we're 36 trillion in debt. And nobody ever looked at that. I mean, we first started seeing trillions when Obama came in or when George Bush ended? Because it used to be billions. Then all of a sudden it went trillions, and then there's just kept going trillions. You know, once they get that mark, you know, it's going to keep going. But back to the... You got to put it together. You got to put it together. I got a plan. I'm sure other people can think of something, but this is what happened. This is why you have people like Mark Kelly doing what he's doing. And I don't care what anybody says. I remember everything that was going on. I have an issue with my photographic memory. But everything at the time that was going on. Nancy needed that vote. Gabby wasn't going to vote for her. Nancy sent one of the millions after shoot. And Mark knows this. Yet he still sided with them. What kind of person is that? What kind of person is that? This is the kind of people they are. They'll kill 3,000 of us and not even lose a wink of sleep. Our government has been using our money to enrich themselves and others all around the world. They figured if they can take our money, take our food, stop the water between the chaos and everybody looking for food and this and that. All these slaughters you've seen in the last few years with the fake pandemic and everything else. This is all a setup. They're blatantly doing things. They have to, because they can't get caught now. And what's happening is all their stuff is coming out because they couldn't survive without a Democrat in power. That's why if Tampon Tim got in, you would have never heard about this stuff in Minneapolis. Never. It would have been never. And they want to send all our money to other people and knock us down. so they can turn us into a China with the city wall, the cameras all the time, the digital money card. You know, in China, my friend was telling me, my Chinese friend, that if you jaywalk, they see you on the camera. They'll send you a receipt in the mail for the money they took out of your account for the ticket that they gave you. You have no more control over your money. That's what they need. It's all... And it started with 9/11. That's why the towers came down. Osama was just a ploy, a setup, you know. And you know what? It bothers me, that Navy SEAL that shot him. If you pay attention to how he started talking about it, and how his story was added to and taken away from him the last 6-7 times he's talked about it, they're all in on it. This is huge. Different countries, and a lot of these people, these left-wingers and these rhinos, we either have to get them all out in the midterm. We need term limits. Nobody gives us term limits. Everybody promises term limits, and they laugh at us. And yet we keep, instead of like other countries, everybody go to Washington, D.C., pack the place with people, say, oh, what's up, man? Are we going to get term limits or not? You know, next year's going to be another story about how Nancy got all her money, or Lindsey Graham did this, or you know, it's on and on and on. You know, nobody ever goes to jail up there. Yet they're trying to do it to me. They want to assert their authority because they're entitled, and I hurt their feelings. It's crazy, man, crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that we don't see it. I know I was told, and it's hard to see, but I've been writing this since today. If you just take it and just look at it. Towers came down. The islands went up. $500 billion we sent to China to build their military. Why would we build China's military? $500 billion of taxpayers. Why would we do that? Why? You're going to get some BS answer from a Democrat, left-winger, and rhino. But these guys, they got to go. And the Declaration of Independence says we can change our government. We have the power to do that. And that's what we need to do. We need to lop it. I know this isn't our home. The new earth is our home. But we're still stewards here. And we're stored, even though it's the devil's earth and sin is dominant, and we know how it's going to end. There's still something that has to be done because we don't know when it's going to end. It may look like it was going to end in World War I, right? Everybody, well, there's nothing we can do. That's what the Bible says. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we just sit here on our couches until it happens. Great Christians. World War II looked like it, right? Vietnam, right? Looks like we're darn near close now. It says peace is going to be talked about everywhere. And what's being talked about right now? Peace. Everywhere. So the Lord is coming back soon. It's just we can't count on that. We're not supposed to look at that. We're supposed to keep going forward being like Him. And He stood up to people. They did it better than me because I had 5 days in jail. I shut my mouth. I get angry. And the reason I get angry is because I see so many people being hurt by these people, and they just don't care. I mean, these are the same people that the bowls of judgments is for. It says the people that will never give it up to God, and He knows, even though He does what He does in that hour, the bowls of judgment, they're still not going to give it up. But He's going to do it anyway, just to hammer them for an hour. These stiff-necked people, He calls them. Just like the liberals and the left-wingers and his children of Israel, the stiff-necked people, the people that would not give it up, the people he had to kill while they walked around for 40 years. Especially when they made that golden calf. They started killing people right away. That's how the law of Moses worked. That's the difference. We have the grace of Christ now, but it's still, the consequences are there that nobody talks about. Everybody, oh, well, I'm saved. If you look at the one guy that made a comment on my, oh, I'm saved, I can sin all I want, that's a load of crap. Jesus, God, they have nothing to do with sin. They don't have sin. How are they going to say, okay, I'm going to want my son, here's your get out of jail free card. That's what we make it. And that's going to be your destruction. I don't understand how Christians pull the handle for people that hate us. I don't believe in your heart you're saved. If you're pulling the handle for a Democrat and you're walking around being their party. The Democrats hate Christians. They'll tell you all day long. They make laws against us, everything. They don't want us around. They assassinate Charlie Kirk. They don't want us talking to people, just like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They don't want people telling people the truth. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King told you, stay away from the white liberals. What do? You vote for them. Oh, just keep voting blue, keep voting blue. I mean, what? The promoters of abortion. Where does abortion have anything to do in a Christian's life? What does the Bible tell us about it? Founders of the KKK. Senator Robert Byrd, Democrat, the president. Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton eulogized him, calling him best friend and mentor. Mentor? What did he mentor you on? How to screw with the blacks and get them on your side? And still put a knife in their back at the same time? That's what he taught you. Nice thing to be learned, though. Free the slaves. They needed 190 votes. They only had 188 Republicans, and every one of them voted yes, free the slaves. They finally talked Washington State and Oregon into voting yes, so they got the 190. Because the rest of them Southern Democrats said, you ain't taking on niggas, no way, now we're fighting. That's what it is. And you're pulling the handle for these people. That's what I don't get about black people. 1965, the longest shutdown in history that CNN and all them wouldn't even mention. Because the Democrats shut it down because they were protesting blacks getting civil rights. What's up? Them shrimp and grits must be loaded with something that they give you. They got you pulling that handle. And with all my heart, this statement is true in my heart. Dr. King was assassinated by the same people, the left and the rhinos. He was preaching the truth. While Sharpton and Jackson took white man's fool's gold and kept the story going. That we're down, right? They kept their people down while they made so much money off you. They have a special place in hell. I know they do. They will. Because the Bible says a preacher or a teacher of Christianity does these things, his judgment's going to be twice as bad as those that never got saved because he should have known better. They're in for it. They don't like it. They know it's not bothering them, but they're in for it. You could believe that. I mean, and that's our only. We can't fight them with swords or guns. I mean, but we know that God sees everything and he's going to judge everything, and they'll get theirs in the end. We don't have to pick up a weapon to hurt nobody. We don't have to fight nobody. The Lord will fight our battles as long as we're faithful and true to Him. If you pray and fast and you're humble in your heart like a child and you talk to Him, He will answer your prayers. I have friends that came to me. I've had Hell's Angels. I've had pagans. I've had people over the years of my life come to me and say, listen, I know you're a little different. And I know that you have an in with God. Would you please pray for my mother or my brother or whatever it was at the time? And I would. And a lot of times it would work. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. If you're not in God's army, He wants you there. And He loves you. You just have to have faith. Faith with works. You have to show that you're a Christian. You have to show your faith in God by your works. They tell you the Republicans are Nazis, yet nobody stops and says, what is a Nazi? What did Hitler do? And I started telling you that before. Hitler learned to broadcast his voice, and they're all screaming at the mic, every single one of them. The left burned all them books, and they were laughing and joking the whole time, and we let it happen. It was under our watch. All these things are set up. One way or the other, different aspects, pulling in different voters, using them. That's why you see all these wokes and these assassinations attempts. They were trained to be stupid. They listen to the coaches, and they go out and do it. When they get killed, it don't matter. Well, they drop a tower and $3, but they don't care. They'll use you for what they need so they can keep their hands clean. Yet, God sees that their hands are dirty, and it's coming to them in the end. And we have to pray. We have to pray real hard. And we prayed back when Trump first came in, and everybody, I think, slept off. And we started praying again real hard after Biden because we knew we got to keep praying real hard because the midterms are coming. And I have videos of Mayor Tiffany from Illinois telling us how she won it, how her elections were rigged, how they used voter suppression and just kept everybody out and did the voting themselves. This is what we're up against. I mean, Jimmy Carter's whole life was what? To go to different countries and see how their voting system works. That was his job back then, no? This has been a plan. This has been worked on. This is what they think is going to be the end. Third time's the charm, they're hoping. Although they're 5 years overtime, I mean, they can't get things done because they do stupid things. They're blatant before their time. It's like Jake Paul and the Joshua fight. If you would have noticed, Logan was sitting there in the corner, screaming to Anthony, telling him, "Oh, you lost every round. What is this gonna do to your image, your life?" Man, if Anthony even had an inkling of keeping the contract, that's what threw it off. Why would you start something like that before the end is here, before the bell rings? Why would you jinx yourself? Because they think they're king shit. They think they walk around like they're elite. They're nothing but representatives. But yet, we're lawmakers. Yeah, right, whatever. Still, exactly my point. The president has no power. Only the power Congress gives it. So why are the people with power have no term limits and the president does? I think that's backwards. I mean, what does it matter if the president was there for 20 years? Still got the regulators and the lawmakers keeping them at bay, right? Who's keeping the lawmakers at bay? Nobody. And Pelosi shows you with all the money she makes, and the rest of them. I mean, look at the way Crockett spends her money. And she's only been in there a couple years, and she's already out doing it because they're blatant. They're pigs. They're greedy. And their greed is insatiable. And the insatiable greed is what's going to take us down. It's trying to take us down. They're ruining us, giving countries all our money, taking all our money for themselves, what they can get. I mean, look at this. I mean, what do you see? And what do you expect their minions to do when, say, like AOC calls out Pam Bondi, tells her basically to kiss her ass, and Bondi does nothing. And then AOC goes, see, I told you we were right. Right on. Blah, 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 blah. It's a joke. Trump's ending some of the joke, yeah, but he's going to need a lot more help. And I can see it coming already, especially with these few rhinos that are already split. They're trying to get their tax credits back for Obamacare. Obamacare has kicked my butt the last 6 years. What they do is they physical therapy, massage you, and give you needles to your death. 4 years of hell with these bastards. The X-rays look beautiful. There's no need to do nothing else. You're a junkie looking for pills. You know how many times I heard this? It wasn't until 2 years ago I went to see my insurance changed. I got rid of United Healthcare, the worst people in the business. I was one of the first people calling the detectives in New York, then let them go. They did something to them, let them go. It wasn't until 2 years ago I met Dr. Cummings. And I said to him, I said, please don't call me a junkie. Please give me MRIs. I've been an EMT for 45 years. I know that X-rays show breaks and fractures. That's it. They don't show tears. They don't show your bicep out of place. They don't show nothing. Your bones can be good all day long, and these stupid radiologists are, you look beautiful. There's nothing wrong with you. Well, Dr. Cummins did that. And when I went back to get my results, Dr. Cummins says, I have two things to say to you. He says, first, I want to say I'm sorry for all the doctors you had before me. Second, I promise I'm going to take care of you. And I already had 3 operations since then. I still need four more, and now that they finally pulled my muscles tight, did both my shoulders, they found out that my neck lost its curve and it's almost touching my spine, my canal, the nerves. And the new pain I get, and the way it locks my neck, and I have doctors, and I have their reports calling me, telling me that I was nothing wrong with me, and that I was looking for pills. I mean, the way they did me. I had one nurse jump on me and beat me up 3 days after I had my right shoulder operated on in Honor Health. Thompson Peak. A woke loon. Brittany. I won't forget her name. And security was coming to throw me in the hole. 3 days after I had my shoulder, I couldn't even move. She was bouncing me. I felt like Hulk Hogan was jumping me and I was Pee Wee Herman. I was so afraid I had nobody to help me. I can tell you the stories of the things they did to me. I had an accident in 21. They called me if I'm looking for pills, and they stuck me in a COVID shutdown home. Took away my pain pills and gave me these red pills to take. I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. The windows were screwed shut, but I had my belt and a little piece of just get it in there and get the screws out the window. I couldn't even breathe still. And they did this to me. Obamacare is nothing but money going to the doctors and hospitals being spread around throughout their community. It is not helping us at all. And what do you expect? And how do you let people that are supposedly educated with college diplomas tell you that we don't need to read it, we're just going to sign it? That's how much they think of us. That's how much they care about us. That's how work they do for us, which is why we should end this government and start anew. Because these people are all screwed up. They've been in there for some of them 60 years. Now they're dying in there. It ain't where they're supposed to be. And the next person that laughs at us when we say term limits, we should just swarm freaking DC. Say, listen, this is it. Term limits, and we don't go home. Oh, what are you going to do? Kill us? When you're telling Iran they can't kill their people? You're saving Venezuela? Because their people are getting killed? Do we have to get killed? Do we have to start getting killed to be saved? I know Trump's doing the best damn job ever yet, but... And I know things don't move fast. But this is ridiculous. It's got to be put up for a vote. And you know what? Every bill, I don't care no more. We should be able to see the bill online and go somewhere with a paper ballot, because online is screwed up anyway. But there should be some. There are representatives, yes, but they're not doing the job. They haven't been, and we know it. We see it. But and it's time to do something, because it's over. Come midterms, if the Republicans lose. And even if they win, you still got the rhinos that'll team up with the Democrats every time. They'll go for the impeachments. They'll go for the waste of time again. It's all this government's been doing is wasting time and getting paid for it. And we're sitting there going, what? It's time to remove our thumbs from our anal openings and stand up for our rights. They're going to just keep throwing us in jail. It don't matter who's under these left-wing judges. I got a left-wing judge. She was nasty as all. And she read all my text messages knowing I was a Trump supporter. And even though she knew she couldn't stick them charges, she still threw me in jail. Because she knows I'm on SSI and I only get $800 a month. And there's no way I could have bailed out. But yet they let these spooks out that are killing people. I text message somebody and I gotta go to jail. There's bail for me. This is what we're looking at. And it's scary. And it's almost over. I'm sorry I'm going so long, but you have to listen to me. At least sit back and think about everything that happened since 2001. September 11th. Everything that happened. Where we're at. What they've done to Trump ignorantly and blatantly to shut a group of people up. Isn't that what fascists do? Like Nazis, fascists? They shut the other group up. They'll kill the other group. They don't want to hear the other group. They know everything. They're perfect, and they're going to run this place their way. And you're going to worship them. Pelosi with her smear merchandise campaigns. Oh, it's just politics. That's bullshit. That's just twisted. And you got and when they told me the story included Soros buying all the media so they can spew their propaganda. That's why Soros got all the media. Haven't you been able to put that together? I mean, what is all his media doing besides spewing propaganda? And they do it blatantly. They don't wait, like Minneapolis. All these comical reporters and the regular reporters all condemning Trump and ICE and everybody get out there and fight them. And then you see it wasn't their fault. Yet that's okay, because Democrats and they got their thing going. Their chaos is out there. The chaos is in the streets. We got to get Trump out because he's stopping our chaos. He shut the border down. He shut this down. He's taking it out. We got to do it. They're finding our are fraud. It's coming out. We gotta get back into power before more comes out, before we lose our positions. This is a fight. They didn't go into this, and it started. They all came together during the Clinton administration to do this. What was the Clinton administration good for in the beginning? They started it, if you would have watched. They shut down all the trade schools, all the after-school activities, everything kids could do to stay off the streets. No more auto shop, no more welding, no more nothing. I watched it all go away. Oh, insurance costs too much. Yet, you had kids in there if that was the only thing they had to do. Now they're on the street in gangs. Now they're on the street doing stupid stuff. That's what they want. They have to start right away. Chaos. Screwing up the community. That's what they did. If you put watch it all. Everything they did started. It was the start of it. Then when they left Bush to go over, then the Obamas took over. And then the Clintons tried to take over again. But the Bidens put in there. Oh, man. What do you expect? He was brain dead. He didn't know what was going on. He even said, "Oh, I never signed that stuff in Louisiana for the gas thing." No, yes you did. Your auto pen did. Just go back to your basement where they set you up a fake office so you think you're going to work every day. I mean, for Christ's sakes, even the Easter Bunny was in on it. I mean, what did we look like with the Easter Bunny taking the President of the United States and getting him out before he says anything? How many times have you ever seen a cabinet rush reporters out? Oh, no more questions, always, no more questions, you can't ask that. What? We let these woke lunatics in the White House running everything, calling themselves great, from the press secretary Kareem, tranny, to Michelle being a tranny. Why did they kill Joan Rivers? Joan Rivers was opening her mouth. But that all went under the table. Obama's chef under the table. And it's a shame that, our DOJ and our people, they're knocking the crap out of pedophiles. I'll give them that. And the pedophiles are a problem. I mean, they were purposely set up to infiltrate our schools. This is all done by our government, our representatives, trying to take us over. You always heard Nancy ask, "Hey, do you ever think about being queen?" She said, "I think about it every day." And that wasn't no lie. I don't think people people take that as a joke. It ain't no joke. These people don't joke. These are the same people. Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry movie. The guy at the end, okay, punk, make my day. He was a left winger. All the stuff he did is what the left does. He goes to the black man to get beat up and goes blaming on the cops. Their game plan never changed. But I don't know why people don't wake up to it. The game is the same. Chaos. Death. We want what we want. Give it to us or else. What representative says that? You know, and you got this Stacey Plaskett. They know she's not even supposed to be in the U.S. Virgin. Get out of here. She ain't nothing but a part of the problem. And they pockets of chaos everywhere. They got Congress and the House in chaos. With Jasmine Crockett and her fake ghetto BS. AOC screaming her crap. Plaskett screaming her crap. How are we going to get anything done with these people that shouldn't even be here in the first place, some of them? People screaming pro-Palestine, what about America? Don't worry about everybody else right now. Worry about peace. Because if we don't have peace, then we got problems. So Trump has to have some kind of peace. He has to do these things. Which I don't understand Marjorie Greene. I don't understand her. The way she's trying to axe everything that's going on. I mean, yeah, okay. The Epstein girl's been waiting this long, they can wait another couple months. What was done to them was a bad thing, yes, but we'll get to that. These things have to be in a row. People don't understand that, and they go against that. Oh, you didn't do this right away. Oh, you're a bad man. Things have to be done in a problem. And that's why some women shouldn't be in power like that. They just don't get it. Yes, it's a man's world. We do things the man's way. It's been working for 21 centuries. Now, 20 centuries. Now, all of a sudden, do what the Bible says. Go home. Get back in the kitchen. Take care of your husband. Guide and direct your kids. That's the job God gave you. He left the rest up to a man. However that you want to say that sounds, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And if you argue with the truth, God hears you. And He's going to talk to you about it. I just hope you take a minute to hear what I got to say. I don't know what to do. I tried for years to get Benny, Hive Mind, all of them to listen to me, and Joe Rogan maybe give me a couple of minutes just to say what I had to say. So I figured, you know what? It took me about an hour and 10 minutes, but this is so far. Like I said, I've written all these things down and sent them out exactly what I've been saying, exactly what they're going to do, been doing, we're doing, all since 2002. I mean, how did I know if I wasn't told? And I just want 5 minutes just to sit down with the president and somebody like Marco Rubio or Dan Mangino or somebody that has access to the president. I know he's busy and everything, but this is far more important, considering the midterms is gonna release us or capture us, one of the two. It's too big of a deal not to get on this. At least if they've seen it, all I can do is tell them. Man's gonna make his own decision. People are gonna call you whatever they're gonna call you. I can't be called a conspiracy theorist no more, because when I was, everything I said came true. So I'm not a theorist anymore. It's true. The conspiracy happened. Conspiracy's still going on. The conspiracy's in 5 years overtime. And with all the big names, the 51, you got Ray, you got Barr, you got Bolton, all of them in the first administration came back to run circles and get rid of stuff that needed to get rid of. What else are they going to do? And he's still got these people here. Like I said, you'll hear them, you'll see them. They use the same excuses. Like the Secret Service of Congress, Tampon Tim, they all got the same line. They use the same freaking stuff time after time after time and get away with it. That's what I don't understand. I mean, and like I said, it ain't just the left, it's the rhinos too, you know. I mean, Mike Johnson is a nice guy, but I just have a bad feeling. I know Lindsey Graham is no good. He's been no good. He should have been gone. But we need term limits. We need to get these people out of here, and we need to ask for term limits and ask every day, every second of the day, until it comes up for a vote, until we get what we want. I mean, how many times how Ted Cruz came up with his plan a couple years ago? Oh, I got it right here in a trash can. That's where it's been since, right? We need these people out of here. We need to clean the house and start anew. The Declaration of Independence gives us that power. I believe it. It says it. And what I'm saying is true. It's tyranny at its best. It's blatant. And the executive and the legislative and the other branch, all three were to do checks and balances on each other so nobody gets this. So now we got groups from each sector together creating this mess undercover. That's what's going on. This is what we got. This is where we're at. Now that you woke up, at least you know where you're at. And you're not in a good position. You're in the worst position you could possibly imagine. Which is why Jesus Christ has to be called upon. And if it's His will, if this isn't a setup for the Antichrist to come along, then there's no reason it won't change. If it's not the end yet, it could change, and we could change it. We have to change it. We have to show our strength. And to do that, we need to get together as a country and pray and fast and humble our hearts as children. When you're in that position, your heart is just about aching. Isn't that how a child is? He don't know what's going on, but he knows his heart starts aching when he feels a certain way. Our heart has to be aching in order to talk to the Lord properly and get our responses. We need to come together as a country to do this. And there's so many other things. I'm still at odds with myself over the Charlie Kirk murder, because I spent a lifetime working for an organization. Parts of it would do things like this, and you learn and you see things. And from what I saw and from what I heard, and I don't know how it can't be put together. Because after Candace mentioned a few things, it's there. I mean, this is what's killing me about that. Okay? His best friend, what was his name? He was right there, right? He was literally, must have been standing right behind the curtain behind his back. Okay? Shots rang out. Every single person except him came barrel-assing out of there. He came out walking nonchalantly on his phone, talking to somebody. Now, with that in mind, there was an interview done with this kid's father. And his father mentioned how distraught and crying his son was when he called him. Yet you can see the kid was walking out nonchalant, ain't here nowhere near him. It's all BS. And that's my problem with Kash Patel. How can he not see this? How can law enforcement not see that? It's a tell. Because they use woke. This kid was going out with a tranny. They set them up, and then they kill them. Sometimes they get away and they have to put them in court and see how that goes. Most of them don't make it to court, do they? The woke chick from Tennessee to shut up the case. The other clown up there to shut up the case. They're all woke. There ain't no freaking conservatives out there doing this. Left and woke. The fascists. They call everybody else the fascists. Call everybody else Nazis. The people with the biggest mouths are the people with the problem. I live my life, I have to watch what people do after what they say. Listen to what they say they're going to do, and then watch. It doesn't match. So why would you keep rolling with that? I don't understand the pull the blue handle thing that's passing out generation to generation of black people. When this is all in your face. You should be able to put it together by now. We need to get on our knees, and we need to come together as a country to pull this off. I know a lot of people do it every day. Have to pray for the Lord to watch over Trump, because with Secret Service and with the same rhetoric as Tampon Tim and everybody else, that's what it is. And they think that we're stupid. They think we're listening to their BS and that we don't know it's a BS. Oh, we want to wait. We don't want to just pin people. Yeah, you know what happened already, pal. I mean, that's one thing I don't understand. I don't understand why Bongino went to Deputy FBI. I don't know why Bongino didn't go to head of Secret Service. That's where he should have been, I think. I mean, why wouldn't you put Bongino there? You need an ally in Secret Service, because you have one. I don't care what they tell you. If you listen to what they're saying and watch what they're doing, they're not on your side. And it's just a matter of time that they give you that little elbow, move out of their way, and you get that third shot. I don't understand how Bongino went to Deputy FBI and not head of Secret Service, but I also believe people were messing with his family, and that was one of the biggest reasons he pulled out. Because I always thought that his wife's accident was an attack on him by his people to shut him up or whatever it was that was going on at the time. So you have to pray for Dan too. People like him. They're going through a lot for us, and we kind of put ourselves in this same position by not keeping tabs on the government. I mean, a generation before me, they just let them ride. Patriots. The government is for us. No, they're not. They never were. Maybe at one point in the beginning in Washington, but after that, you're done. We were done. It's been a fight. People like the guy who shot Jackson. I mean, they're the same people running around, running the place, telling you that the other people are bad. Hell, I said what I gotta say. You heard it. Call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. But look around, because that's what's going on, and this is what's happening. Our own people were setting us up to be slaves to China. Our own people, the ones that keep running stocks and packing their bank accounts as their priority. We need term limits. We have to fight that, and we really, really, really need to. This midterm election, if it goes the wrong way, I don't understand how we're not using what's going on and making commercials and putting them out there. The way they put super commercials out against us, at least we got the truth. And I believe that people are so tired of the fatigue when they see the truth and keep seeing the truth, they're going to get off the couch. And they're going to go down there and they're going to pull that handle. I mean, conservative Christians that are stewards of the earth. It's our priority, and that's the thing about the Christians that do. I tell you what, we should not be calling ourselves Democrats or Republicans as Christians. We should not, because we know both sides screwed up. We should all be signed up as independents. That way they'll work a little harder, maybe, for us. But it still leaves us to where we're doing what God gave us the authority to do. We're making a decision by weighing both sides, not calling ourselves a part of each side where they got our names on the list and they're guaranteed our vote and they don't have to worry about it because we're already there. No, I'm a registered independent. I believe. I do what I preach. How could any Christian, with all the things Democrats are, abortions, KKK, racist, all that, how can a Christian pull a handle for a person like that in front of the Lord Jesus Christ and go on thinking he's a saint? They bring that garbage into the meeting. And that's what it is. It's pure garbage. God sees it. You need to see it too. It needs to be ended. Or we're beat too. It's funny how you can find people in church that hate you, no matter what the cause, and they still go around swearing to God up and down their saint. It's incredible the way Satan blindfolds us, treats us, uses us, and abuses us, and we let him at the same time calling ourselves Christians. We need to get on our knees. We need to really pray about these midterms coming up. We need to ask God to do his thing. Because with the voter suppression on the left. Oh, that reminds me. Yesterday I went to Walmart. Bought some J.B. Weld. I had to show an ID to buy J.B. Weld. 60 years old, I had to show an ID to buy J.B. Weld. At Walmart. Yet these same bastards say things to us when we say we need ID to vote. Oh, I'm a racist for saying that. Yeah, you want ID from me to buy J.B. Weld. Or a can of spray paint. Because these freaking idiots are snorting freaking paint. You know why? Because the mothers ain't in the houses no more. They ain't taking a morsel of time in their life. That was my problem. I don't want to see anybody have that problem. We need to fix this, especially as Christians, calling ourselves Christians. And going against what Jesus tells us to do. Woman has her place. Man has his place, according to the Bible. It's not coming from a racist. It's not coming from a male chauvinist pig. It's coming from Jesus Christ. Either abide by everything or your life is nothing. There is no rapture, it says it nowhere. It's just like the first covenant had consequences, even though it was a one-man covenant. And you'll see that all through 1st and 2nd Kings. And we have the same consequences. We don't get killed up front no more. Let's wait until we go. Then it comes out in the wash. That's what it is. Read it for yourselves. Stop listening to these guys out there. They brainwash us all. I want you to smell roses, and they ain't roses, unless you're doing what the Lord tells you every day. Well, I guess that's it for now. I just say a prayer and have a blessed day. Oh, dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we come to you thanking and praising you for all you have done for us. We ask you, Lord, to give us the strength we need to fight the devil, the strength we need to get out and vote, the strength we need to take control of our lives and be stewards for this country, to care about the people in it, to care about what happens to it, to care about our representatives and our president. Lord, we know without you, nothing's possible. But with you, all things is possible. And we just pray, Lord, that the people will believe me. Pray that at least they'll take some of it and say, hey, maybe, look, there is a pattern. And there are a lot of people with a lot of power lying about a group of people that we know are trash and have it out for us. Please, Lord, watch over us for the rest of the day. Watch over those going back and forth to church. Keep us all safe. In Jesus' holy and precious name we pray these things. Amen. Have a good one.